The total that I spent on board for a 5-night Virgin Voyage sailing was $398.50. Hello and welcome to Gaycay Travel. Today we're taking a look at everything I spent on board my recent Virgin Voyages cruise. If you'll take a look at the folio here, you'll notice mostly what we're going to take a look at today is the drinks that I purchased on board, and you'll see on there another purchase for the box office. I did not go on any excursions this cruise, and I didn't go to the spa or book any special shows or tours on board or off the ship before, after, during the cruise. So mostly what this is going to be is on alcohol. I did not purchase one of their alcohol packages where you spend $200 and then you get a free $25 to go with it, because going into this cruise I wasn't sure how much I was going to spend on alcohol. My previous time on board Virgin Voyages, I had a lot of sailor loot, which is just onboard spending cash, so I didn't have to pay for anything drinks wise or spa or excursions. I had $600, $700, $800 I think it was, in sailor loot. If you want a video explaining how I got that much in sailor loot, drop me a comment down below. But today I did not have any sailor loot on this sailing, so I wasn't really sure. Sometimes it depends on what kind of mood I'm in, what people I'm meeting on board, depends on how much I'm going to drink, how much fun we're going to be having. So I wasn't sure if I was going to need the package to spend $200 on alcohol and to get $25 free, or do the version where you buy $300 and you get $50 free, or even more than that. I certainly couldn't drink that much on a 5-day cruise, although you'll see I basically did in this little folio here. So let's take a look at it. At the top I did blur out a couple things, like my full name, booking number, account number. Not sure if the cruise number applies to anything, but I just blurred it out anyways. You'll see this was on a November 22nd sailing, 2024. And then I just pulled this recently because I knew I wanted to show you guys. On my first day, you'll see I have two charges on the first day. Usually on board the first day, you're going to get free champagne at the sail away party. It's usually about 30 minutes before the sail away party starts, so make sure you show up to that. I believe that's 5:30, somewhere's around there, that they start handing out the free champagne. It's usually about 15-30 minutes, and then they do a big toast together. Make sure you get at least a couple glasses. If I can pull the picture, I was out on one of the day beds by the pool. It was November, so it was a little chilly, so you might want to bring a blanket, or just keep in mind the weather if you're going to get a day bed out by the pool on sailaway. It was warm up until the sunset, and then it got really chilly. There was a lot of people using the pool towels as blankets to cover up because it was a little cold. So just keep that in mind during the sail away party. But I remember, I think I took a video or a photo, I'll show it to you now, of a couple next to me. They had an entire tray full of champagne, maybe 6, 8, 10 glasses for the couple. I don't know, but they looked like they were having a really great time. So good for them, honestly. So I had a couple glasses that first time. My first day on board here. I remember my first time on Virgin, I already knew about the free champagne and I went in heavy. I had 4 glasses that time. Would not really recommend unless you're really ready to go off. But this time around I had 2 glasses of champagne, and then I scheduled my dinner at Gun Bay, and I tried, I believe it's called the disco drink. It comes in a little disco ball. It has some sake in it and a couple different flavors, I think watermelon, and that you'll see on here was $15. It's really cute, has some pop rocks in it. I probably wouldn't get it again. It was cute and fun to take for a picture, but not really my flavor choice. You also get free shots of the soju. Sorry, there's not sake in this drink. There's soju in it. You get free shots of soju whenever you play the 369 game in Gun Bay. And then usually, so from what I saw for that, the table gets a bottle. I was traveling solo, so I did end up sitting. Normally, there's 6 people to a table. They actually put me in a group in addition to the 6, so there was 7. They pulled up a chair next to the table, so there were 7 of us. From what I saw, it looks like the server brings an entire bottle. It's a little half bottle of the soju to play the game, so that each person gets at least one shot, and then I think usually the winner gets a second shot, and then whatever's left over kind of gets passed around afterwards. I want to say there might have been 1 or 2 people that did not take their shot, so we ended up with a lot of extras. I think I ended up having 3 shots of the soju by the end of that night. So I only got the disco drink at dinner, just because I do like to have a drink with dinner, especially on Virgin. It's fun, they have lots of great drinks. And then you'll see on here later that night, I had a drink for $11 at the Athletic Club bar. This was at the PJ party in the outside on one of the upper decks. I will say, I'm not sure. It looks like they have specials. They have a little drink card that they put out specifically for the PJ party, and it has like 2 or 3 drinks on it from what I can remember. And I'm not sure if they're pre-mixed or if they're specially made to be a little bit on the cheaper side. But I remember getting probably the same exact drink the first time I went on Virgin at the PJ party, and I got it again. I don't think I realized I was ordering the same drink twice, but looking back on it, it was probably the same exact drink. I don't think it mixed well with the champagne I was having or the soju or whatever else I was drinking that night. Usually wake up the second morning, really the first morning you wake up on board, but the second day, not feeling the best. And I have a feeling it's that specific drink. I'll try and pull up a picture of it and see if I can remember what it was that drink was, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Not the most flavorful. Didn't really lead to a great night. But I only had 2 drinks. That's because I had the free champagne, free soju. And if I remember correctly, there was also, I want to say a guy bought me a free drink as well. Well, it wasn't free. He paid for it. He bought me a drink that night when I was in the hot tub. Shout out if you saw my video of secrets for when to get in the hot tub. I highly recommend, if you want the hot tub to yourself, go during the PJ party. It's like your own private little VIP area, because everyone's in their PJs, so they're not getting in the hot tub. But let's keep going. On day 2, let's see, I have several right here down on day 2. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 purchases on day 2. And this does include something other than drinks on here. The first one you'll see is Ship Eats non-alcoholic for $6. Usually what I do whenever I order Ship Eats is I get a Red Bull. They have sugar-free Red Bull on board, and I like those for energy drinks. I don't bring anything else with me in my bag for energy drinks, so I usually like to buy some Red Bulls while I'm on board. And if you order anything that costs money, like a drink, they have like pre-bottled drinks, probably wouldn't recommend those, or like a Red Bull or a beer, wine, something like that. Whenever you order Ship Eats, then the delivery is free. I do believe that went up to $10 now, the minimum. When I was on board, the minimum I think was probably $5. So my $6 Red Bull covered the cost of the delivery. And it's just a delivery free. You get all the food that you order from Ship Eats is free. And this time I'll say it was better. I had the stuffed French toast with Nutella, and I'm pretty sure I also got some bacon to go along with that. And the fruit, for some reason, on Ship Eats is always really good. So I love that. And then I also probably got a coffee. And I think I slept in that morning as well, because usually I like to sleep in when I'm on Virgin. I stay out late at night. The second purchase you'll see is $50 for the box office. This was Drag Queen Bingo in the Red Room, and I did purchase the double card. So it came with 2 full double cards for bingo. They play like 3 games, I believe it is, and you punch. They do a punch out. They don't have the daughters that you do. You just punch it out with your finger, which can take a little extra time if you're working by yourself. So They sell a deal where it's 1, 2, or 3 cards. Probably wouldn't recommend going over 2 because they do move through it quite quick. Even though the 3 cards is the best deal, if you're sailing with 2 or more people, then one person can buy the 3 card deal and then you guys can share. That's probably the best deal to do any of the bingos. After this is when I started drinking. Let's see, I had purchased 4 separate times there was drinks on this day. First one was on the rocks. Second one was on the rocks. I believe those were both probably the same thing. I did switch around a little bit on this cruise. I'm willing to bet those are probably both dirty martinis for $14 each. It looks like I went to Pink Agave on the night 2 and I had a drink off their menu for $13. I want to say I pretty much got one drink at every restaurant I went to each night, and this one was probably good. Probably not great enough for me to order a second one, though, it looks like. They have good drinks on the menu. They have lots of mezcal and tequilas to choose from. One day I'd like to try some more of their mezcal menu, but I think this was just a margarita type drink. That was decent. I haven't tried the cricket margarita yet, but that's on my list someday. The last charge of the night was on the rocks, and this one's for $25. One of the nights I got double charged at on the rocks. I'm not sure if it was this one. It was probably this one because I usually only order one drink at a time. So I believe they accidentally double charged me this night. I think the bartender accidentally made 2 drinks and they just charged me for both. Whenever they walked over, they did tell me that they were going to just give me the 2 drinks because they made them, and then remove one of the charges. I can't see anywhere on here that they removed the charge. However, I did take the drink and I did drink it, so I can't really blame them for me drinking both drinks, even though I probably wouldn't have ordered it otherwise, since that was my last one of the night. On night 3, let's see, it looks like I had dinner at Extra Virgin, and I do remember I ordered 2. They have this little spritzer that has like mint in it, I think, and it's mixed with like a limoncello, and that was actually really tasty. So I ordered 2 of those, and I think I finished them both before I left the restaurant. So that was $22 for those 2 drinks. I went back to On the Rocks. On the Rocks is really close to the nightclub, The Manor. It's right near the center, the roundabout. It's really centrally located. So it's a really good bar, by the way. Everything's like handmade right there in front of you. There's not pre-mixing anything. So I highly recommend On the Rocks just as like a really easy spot to stop in, grab a high quality drink on your way to the Manor, the Red Room, or you're just walking out after dinner, because a lot of the restaurants are on the 5th and 6th, 7th floor around that area. So I do find myself stopping in at On the Rocks a lot. The next day, let's see, I have several charges for the 25th. The next morning, I went to Razzle Dazzle, and there was a charge of $9. I do like, it's a non-alcoholic juice, like probably like a cold pressed juice that they have there. I think it's called I Can See Clearly Now. It's a mix of I know it has ginger and orange and a couple other things in there. I really enjoy that one. Comes in like a little half-size glass. I enjoy that with breakfast every once in a while. And then it looks like I started drinking later that day at the athletic club. I'm willing to bet I love to stop in at the hot tub. I love to schedule dinner late in the evening, and then while everyone else is going to dinner, I'll go look around and see at the 4 different hot tubs and see which one's empty, because usually you can find one empty between that like 6 to 9 p.m. range while most people are having dinner, and you can have a hot tub all to yourself. So this looks like I probably stopped in at the athletic club bar and got a drink. So this says $11 and $6. I guess I got another Red Bull that night. I might have been drinking something else. I will say people are very friendly on board. So there's been times when other people will buy me drinks, and obviously that's not on here. So I don't remember. I didn't bring anything else extra on board with me to drink. Like you can bring up to 2 bottles of wine or champagne per room. I do not usually bring that with me. I might start just to save a few dollars. But there's been other times when other people will have, like, I remember one night, and this might be the case for this one. There was one night when I met a couple in one of the hot tubs, and they had a full bottle of tequila with them, and they were sharing shots. And so I I think this might have been the night that I had just got a glass of ice and Red Bull and then mixed it up. Because usually this is me around like 7, 8 p.m. So I enjoy a Red Bull because I'm planning to go to the club later that night and dance the night away. So there was one for 11 and then one for 6. I believe this might have been when I started switching over to a vodka. I really enjoy a Tito's with cranberry and a little splash of lime or sparkling water. Mix that up, and I really enjoy that as my go-to drink. So I believe that's what that was. And then it looks like on this night I went to the test kitchen and I ordered their low alcohol pairing that they have with the meal. They have one for each serving that they have. So it's like 5 different drinks, and it was for $35. I did enjoy it. I do think it was worth it. I'm a lightweight, so I do like, I knew like 5 drinks would be a lot for me. So I wanted to test out that like lower alcohol level drink, and I did enjoy it. Some of them more than the other ones, but overall positive experience with that. I think next time I go to the test kitchen, I'll probably get the standard alcohol pairing, which I believe was about $45, and the price might have gone up since then because I know some of their prices have gone up. Just so I can give that a try. It's a pretty good value for being able to test out 5 different drinks with each course. And then later that night, I stopped by On the Rocks. Again, these were $11 each. I had 2 drinks. I believe these were probably just a cranberry and vodka. On the 26th, let's see, I have lots of charges on the 26th. This looks like it was our last day on board, which is why there's a lot of charges because we were having a great day. This is the day we went to the Bimini Beach Club, and I can see that on there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charges at the Bimini Beach Club. Although one of them is for $1.10. I have no idea what that is for. It says Bahamas VAT. If anyone knows what that means, please let me know down below. Otherwise, from what I remember that day, it looks like they just accidentally charged me separately now that I'm looking at it, because I remember ordering cranberry and vodka, and that was like my go-to drink while I was at the beach club. And it looks like they're $12.10, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 charges for $12.10 on here, and then there's one for $11 and then one for $1.10. So I think they just didn't charge me correctly for the one, so they just kind of paired it separately right there. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drinks at the beach club, which sounds correct. Later that night, I had dinner plans at a different restaurant, but I had met so many people while I was on board that I ended up joining this group of 9 Canadians. Then they were going to the Pink Agave that night, and they were like, oh, we have 9 people going with us, like, come hang out, see if there's an extra chair at the table. And a lot of the group seating at the diners, the dinner restaurants, they have like 10 person tables, so it accommodates up to 10 people, and there was 9 people traveling with them. So honestly, I didn't even check in with the hostess. I just kind of walked in and was like, hey, there's an extra chair. So I had dinner with them, and that didn't seem to be an issue. But we went to Pink Agave. This was my second time for the trip. Pink Agave is one of the more popular restaurants on board, so I definitely didn't mind going again. Make sure you get the guacamole, the shrimp, the cheesesteak, the chocolate tacos. All of it's really great. Make sure you go to Pink Agave. I believe this time around I got a different drink. Don't remember. I actually think it was the spicy margarita. It was $13. Usually the specialty drinks are a little bit extra. So like your basic vodka and a mixer is $11. This one was like tequila and a couple more things, so it was about $13. Later that night, it looks like the Red Room. So on this sailing, the Scarlet Night pool party ended up getting moved to the Red Room, which is why I have charges for the Red Room on here tonight. There's 3 charges for $13 each. I'm not sure if there was a limited bar or not. It might have just been because it was very loud, but I asked for just the standard Tito's and cranberry that I had been drinking all week, and then the server pulled up 2 different bottles of vodka for me to choose from, and so I think I had a Kettle One, which apparently is more expensive. So this one had 3 drinks. It was for $13 each. And then later that night, I have a charge for $11 at the Manor, probably just the same thing, cranberry and vodka. I also had many other drinks on board. I met this wonderful couple that was staying up in one of the Mega Rockstar suites. And so they had a bar tab rolling. Whenever you stay in a Mega Rockstar suite, you get an included daily bar tab. So they bought me a couple shots of tequila while we were just walking around at the casino and also at the nightclub. We also had, they had drinks and mixers back in their room, just like included as a part of their suite. So I had some drinks with them. And I want to say there was a couple friends along the way that I also got a drink from. Like I said, there was the couple I met in the hot tub, and then there's just a couple other guys in passing throughout the cruise. The total that I spent on board for a 5-night Virgin Voyage sailing was $398.50, which is a little bit more than I thought I was going to spend, to be honest. But well worth it. I don't regret it at all. Looking back on it, I should have gotten one of the alcohol packages, bar tabs, where you can get you pay so much and get a little extra free. But at the time, I didn't know. Whenever I go back again, I'll probably get the $200 bar tab and you get $25 for free. If I would have gotten the $300 one and gotten $50 for free, I basically spent exactly that much money. I spent $348.50 on alcohol this trip. So that would have been a great pairing for me. However, you never know. One night you might not drink as much. So should I get $300 worth of alcohol? Maybe not on every cruise, but I think it would probably be worth it to get the $200 bar tab, $25 free, because I'll definitely go through that. Otherwise, if you're getting onboard credit, sailor loot, included in your sailing as a part of a perk, then you probably don't need to buy the bar tab. You can just use that, unless you're already planning to use that for a day at the spa or an excursion. But otherwise, definitely recommend bring a couple of bottles of wine or champagne on board to save money. Make sure you book gun bay, get some free shots of soju, go to the sail away party, get free champagne. Also, they have other events as well. I believe they have a lot of events where you go, and if you participate, you'll get a free drink. So make sure if you're outgoing and you're willing to participate, get up out there and participate so that you can get that free drink if you win. Or like dressing up at the PJ party, you can win some free drinks for that. Or like dodgeball, or if you participate like in around the world with the diva, stuff like that, you can get some free drinks. This is what I was thinking of. The solo sailors, there's a welcome party on board the first day, I believe at 5 o'clock prior to sail away, where they tell you the location to meet. And I think sometimes, don't quote me, but I think sometimes they give away champagne at that event as well, just to like help break the ice and meet each other. So make sure you're doing that. And then if you see anybody wearing a black band, you might want to make friends with them as well, because they probably have free drinks on board or free bottles of alcohol in their room that they might be willing to share with you. So I hope all of this information helps. If you have any more questions or you'd like to get booked on your next sailing, make sure you check out my website, gaycay.travel, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.